Right. He shows it, man. His stuff photogenic, all that. Okay. All right. So we are live. Like I said earlier, give me 1 second to go ahead and share this to my personal page.
Okay, I see it on the computer. I'm gonna share it from there.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right, I do see there are a few people on here actually, guys. If you can share the live, invite somebody in. Hey, I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. I don't know if you guys see the comments, but somebody just say hey. Share the live, invite somebody in if you guys can. If you have questions, please ask your questions, give your comments, and I'll be sure to put them on the screen so our panelists can see them and answer them to the best of their ability. Ron, are you able to hear? Your screen looks frozen. Okay, he tapped out. Okay, guys, give us 1 second so our other panelists can click back in. Okay, you good?
Laugh. Yep.
Ryan, you good? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So just for starters, go ahead, you guys, and introduce yourself to the guests. Give as much or as little information as you want. Vernez, we'll just go ahead and start with you.
I hate these introductions. Hey y'all, I'm Vernez.
Anything special about you, Vernez?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm Ron. What's special? I do HVAC. Y'all need any heating and cooling, anything like that, get at me. Ron Winfield. You can go to my page, and I'm ready to do this. Let's do it.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
I do believe in the description of the post, I do believe I have all of our links on there to follow. So if you guys are interested in what these guys are saying, go ahead and if you're not following them already, go ahead and follow them on social media and stay connected. Let's get off into the questions. So the first one, starting with Vernez, what's your definition of faithful?
Basically, are you referring to like a relationship or just anything? Period.
Um, well, we speaking on relationships, but just in general, what would faithful seem to be to you?
Just being true to whatever it is you're doing. So if it is a relationship, it's being true, being open, being honest, doing unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Um, yeah, doing something as the same way you would want it done to you. So, and I think that goes for anything, whether it's a relationship or a friendship. You know, you just being authentic, you're being loyal, honest, trustworthy, and you being the best person that you can be.
Right. Okay. Ron, would you
I
like
mean,
to?
I agree with what he said. I mean, also, like you said, it's dealing with one person and one person only. You're not dealing with, if it's as far as relationships, you're talking about relationships. Being faithful is being faithful and sincere to this one person, not more than one person. This person, that person, this person. Just that one.
Okay. Okay, so then moving on to the next, guys, and remember we're speaking. I know sometimes we talk and be like, well, I don't know how women feel, but this is strictly you guys' show. We're speaking from a man's view, so give us your direct and honest opinion because even me as a woman, these are some things I need to hear and grow in. So don't go easy on us. Give it to us exactly how how you feel we need to hear it. Um, so with that being said, does a woman being faithful make her a good partner?
No, I don't agree with that.
Clarify.
Faithful is one part of it. faithful is just one part of it. Communication, trust. Uh, I mean, it's so loyalty. It's just so many things. I mean, pretty much what he was saying with being faithful, but is faithful is just one part of it. Like I said, I mean, like I said, you can be faithful to somebody and still be a piece of shit for real. I mean, excuse my words, but
Yeah,
that's what it is. Like not listening, doing what you want to do. Just because I say I'm with you and I don't mess with nobody else, that don't mean that doesn't show me nothing. What shows actions speak louder than words, and
that's
that's everything.
mhm.
I just hit a little bit on it. I'll let him go, but
Uh,
true.
um, for me, you said, does a woman being faithful make her a good partner?
Yeah,
How? Nope, that's not it. That's part of the package. Kind of like he said, a relationship is a lot of work. And being faithful is only a piece of it. A lot of people. Well, since the question was a woman, a lot of women come into the relationship with baggage from like old relationships. You got women who come into it with, daddy issues, anger issues, you know, maybe single parent issues, things like that. So you can be faithful, but you can still be trash because you making him pay for something that happened in a previous relationship or something that happened with your upbringing, something like that. You may have trust issues from a previous relationship, but you carrying it into a new relationship. So just because you're faithful does not mean you're not toxic, does not mean you're not manipulative, abusive, or whatever.
yeah.
So
Um, Thank you guys. Like I said, just continue to be transparent, be honest, be direct with us because a lot of us do need to hear this. It's not a bad session, but at the same time, the brand is to conquer the relationships, conquer friendships. So you can't always conquer these things if you do not know where you are needing improvement at. So, guys that are
And
on,
that's where that
go ahead.
one thing. That's where communication comes into play. Communication is everything.
Mhm.
If you don't communicate, what else do you have?
Mhm.
You don't learn a person. That's how you learn a person. That's how you figure out a person.
Communication is definitely key. I also think the understanding um, matters. I was speaking with someone before, not to get off track, but I'm gonna just speak on that little part. I was speaking with someone before, and they were just basically like the way they explained something to me. I was like, I get it, but the other person that they were saying it to just did not understand, and they just kept arguing. And I said, sometimes you got to know the maturity level of the person that you're dealing with because you can be having the best communication there is, but if that person maturity level is low, their understanding is not going to be on the level it needs to be on, even if you have the best communication there is. So
right.
I can, with
compatibility
that,
matters. Guys that are on, please ask your questions, give your comments, tag some people. This is a healthy dialect. Supposedly, we're pushing for healthy dialect. So please come in with your questions and your comments for these guys. I love to, as a woman myself, I love to hear men give their opinions. Sometimes I don't like it because I get whoopings, but that's what we're here for. We're here for growth.
Brandy, let me add something to that question.
Okay.
The going back to, does a woman being faithful make her a good partner? So I
Yeah.
got some more stuff to add to that.
Okay.
Again, we just spoke about communication. You could have a woman who's a bad communicator, who has a nasty attitude. I know a lot of women who have bad attitudes, and if you try to check them on it, it's kind of like, well, this the way I am. Just
Yes.
because that's the way you are does not mean that there's not room for improvement. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You got women who are
and,
independent.
and
You got women who are independent and feel like they don't need a man. And that's a problem because a man is supposed to be a man and supposed to be the provider and a protector and things like that. So if you walking around like that, it's gonna be clashing. So again, you could be faithful all you want to, but that doesn't mean you're not a horrible person. You know,
Yeah.
you got women that belittle men, you know, that talk down to men. That ain't cool. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, that's good. And he laughing, Ron laughing. He's like, oh my God, he hitting all the spots, huh? He just got
yeah,
um And I agree, Vernez. I think we've had this talk before on numerous occasions. So I definitely agree
And
with
and
you.
just what he was saying. I mean, but you gotta think about it. You gotta think about women. I mean, yeah, but one point he did say though, when you're trying to explain something instantly, it's like a automated defense mechanism soon as you say something to somebody. So that sometimes holds people back from communicating because they know
Right.
when they say something to somebody, they gonna have something to say or get feedback. Instead of just listening and taking the criticism. Some people can't take
This is
criticism.
Right.
You say what now?
not even part of any of my questions, but I'm glad you said that. And you freezing, Ron. I don't know if you know it, but I'm glad you said that because a lot of us women, we do have an issue with men being open to us. We don't find too many men that's willing to talk with us, and we wonder why. And exactly what you said, most men, when they do talk, they get shut down.
A lot of us women, we do have an issue with men being open to us. We
Okay, I'm like, what happened? um,
Sorry about that.
okay. Um, but we do we ridicule men. We beat them up for what they decided to share with us, and we're just nasty in our attitudes when they do speak with us. So when we do that to them, it does make the man want to withdraw, and it does make them not as quick to come back and want to talk to us. I learned that the hard way, so I do agree with you on that. So ladies, not necessarily approach, but listen to understand, not listening to reply is a big one that we need to work on
Yeah,
from my
just
experience. So
I just say close your mouth and open your ears.
close your mouth, open your ears.
I mean, yeah, so you can listen instead
Hmm.
of just I already had your reply already ready. As soon as they finish, I got something to say, and that's when you know they ain't listen. That's when they got
Yeah,
something to say. As soon as you like, dang, did you hear what I said?
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Moving on to the
All right,
next.
next question.
Next question. Have you been with a woman who was faithful, but she just was not good for you? He didn't put his head down.
Speakers on him.
When we don't talk, it's okay. We don't have to name call. We don't have to say when the time frame was. Just speak in general.
Yeah. Um, I have, and I'm gonna just kind of say it like this. You could be with a person that's faithful, that's really good, have good qualities and good traits, but y'all just aren't compatible. Uh, a person can be a good person, but not necessarily good for you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, that was good enough. That was good enough.
That's true,
Ryan, you got
but
anything to add to it?
yeah, I do. Faith was one thing, but you also have to be attracted. You got to be attracted to the person. That plays a big part into all this. Like, if you're not attracted to the person, how is it gonna work? You gotta have communication, attraction. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to compatible. You got to be compatible with them. But me, yeah, I have. But I'm honest, so I speak my mind. If I don't like something, I'm gonna say it. So that's what a lot of people don't like. But yeah, it is what it is.
So I got a question, and I'm sorry, Brandy.
Go ahead.
Um, my question is, so what do you do in a situation? Maybe I add it to Ryan since we the ones on the panel.
Yeah.
Um, what do you do in a situation where you got a woman who is a really good woman, but y'all just ain't compatible? Like she got some good qualities, she cooking, she cleaning, she taking care of kids, bills and stuff like that. But is y'all just ain't compatible? Like
I mean, if you ain't compatible, you ain't compatible. I mean, people can beat it up to their head and blue in the face. You gonna be somebody 10 years that you're not compatible with, and then leave, or you gonna leave right away and got the rest of your life and do what you do. But yeah, well, you know what I always do? I always do the pros and cons. You got more pros than cons, then okay. If you don't, then it might be an issue. I got that off whatever that movie is. 80-20, the 80-20 rule.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it works. It works for real though. That really does work. But
Mhm.
if they got that many qualities and you're not compatible, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Compatibility matters. And it's gonna get into some of my other questions. So I don't want to talk too much into it, but you have men and women, but we gonna just speak on women. We have a lot of women that's they swear up and down that they're good women, and it's based off I don't cheat, I cook, I clean, he wants sex, I give it. We base it off of those things, and we call ourselves a good woman. But it goes back to what you guys even said, compatibility matters. You can do all of that and be a good woman, but you with the wrong person. So no matter how good of a woman you are, that person will never value you or treat you like you should be because you aren't feeling like the one panel we did. You're not fulfilling their needs. You're a good
Right.
woman in all areas that
That's what
they
they
don't
what
even need
they
to be
say.
good
They
in.
say what they say. They say if somebody else's trash is somebody's treasure.
Right.
Whatever
Right.
that
One
go.
person's treasure is another person's
One
treasure.
person's
That's
trash
true.
is treasure. I mean, it
Absolutely.
is like that. Maybe you're not compatible with that person, but somebody else is.
Yep.
So
And
that's why I don't. That's why I don't stand in the way. I let
yep.
them go find their true feelings. They true.
Yep. And then if I could push the envelope a little bit further, not just relationships, but when you start talking about marriages, I think a lot of women want to be married, but they don't want to be a wife. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like they just
that's
want the
that's
wedding. They
that's
want
a
those.
true.
They want the
That was a good one
pictures.
right there.
The Instagram pictures and all that stuff. They want to look good, but they don't actually want to do the work to be a good wife. So
That's a good one.
yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. A lot of times we do. I think. Whew, okay, I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off because I can go in on that one. But I know it's the goal is the ring, or people say the ultimate goal is the ring. We get that. But what happens in between and before the ring matters. Because once you get that ring, you done went through all pure hell just to have this ring, and now you're beat down, you're tore down, you're unhappy, and
I
then at
got
the end, it's like the ring not even worth it.
I got I got something to say about that too. These people that be getting married and all this. Now, if you got problems before you get married, why the hell do you get married? You're gonna have the same problems when you get married. So why get married unless you figure each other out and it's gonna work? People get married, be like, okay, well, shoot, forget it. We've been together this long. We've been which column? Let's just get married and maybe it'll work out better. It never works out. That's why we got divorces. So many divorces. Find the person you're supposed to be with. Just because you want to get married don't mean nothing. A lot of people want to get married.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
I'll go ahead.
Um, I just want to say quickly, Ron, I don't remember your exact words, but it was something along the lines of, are you gonna spend 10 years knowing that you weren't compatible with a person, but spend 10 years hoping this person change, or you gonna see it from the beginning and then say, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time, I head out. I think that matters. A lot of
It,
times I feel like we try to change people or we look at their potential.
But
so
remember, go ahead.
let me say this about that. So not all situations are people are bad people and they cheating and treating you bad and stuff like that. So like I said, in my situation, you can have a situation where the person is a really good person. They treat you good, they doing the best they can. However, you still not being fulfilled 100%. So you might stay a little bit longer because it's like, okay, I know this is a good person. Maybe one day they will change.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I can get them to change. But then, like he said, 10 years go by and you realize that you're the only one that changed. They didn't even change. You didn't turn into somebody else. So
But go ahead. I'm listening. I got something to reply to that, but go ahead. I'm listening.
I was going to say, so it's kind of, it is kind of hard to walk away from, a situation like that. But I think a lot of people stay in relationships for that very reason. And I think a lot of women got a bad habit of staying in something because it's like, well, this probably about the best I'm gonna get because men, it's a shortage of men nowadays, so they might feel like, oh, this the best I'm gonna get, so I'm just gonna deal with it.
Yeah, and then you know what? And the reason, and they do that, and they be missing out on their one. Because they
Yeah.
wasting their time with somebody that they think they can spend time with when somebody that's trying to show them time and they don't even want to pay them no attention.
Mm.
because they
Keep
think they
going.
what you call. But again, remember we talked. You said what now?
Go ahead and finish.
Oh, okay. Because remember, and that also that plays a part in it as far as when we were talking about science. You know, you got to pay attention to science. People show signs all the time. Is if you gonna pay attention to them or not.
Hmm.
So with that
It,
10 years, within that 10 years, you done seen something. More than likely, y'all probably was done probably 5 years into it. Just stayed another 5 years.
there's always signs. There's always signs. I believe it's just up to us on if we want to pay attention to the signs or we want to ignore it for whatever reason. I mean, we've all ignored signs. I think everybody who's on here or who gonna run across it later can admit we've all ignored signs. We've had issues because we ignored those signs, but it's all about learning and growing. So this is the reason why we do these panels. And Shakayla is on. I don't know if you can see the comments, but she is feeling y'all. So y'all keep going because y'all helping somebody. I ain't helping nobody else. Y'all helping one person. She said she said y'all are doing good. So
Oh,
guys
okay.
that
Appreciate
are
it.
on,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
guys that are on, don't be scared or fearful. Ask your questions, put your comments on there. Um, if you're a woman and you got something to ask these men, ask them, ask them, ask them. That's what they are here for, to give us insight. So don't be scared to post your comments and your questions. Make sure you share the live, invite someone in. In the caption, I do have all of our pages on there, so you can follow. All the links are there if you want to at the end of the broadcast. We're going to go on to the next. Give me 1 second. Okay, and I think we pretty much covered this, but I just want to go ahead and just kind of speak on it again. It says the first thing a woman will say is, "I am a good woman. I never cheated on him." So, what insight would you give to a woman who says that?
Well, and this is for since we're talking about women, they need to look at themselves first. Everybody got to look at themselves first. They say, okay, I'm a good woman. I don't cheat. I don't do this. It's something that you're doing. And then there's another thing is like when you're in a relationship or when you get done with a relationship, don't just jump into another one. Figure out what's wrong with you or figure out, heal yourself first so the other person don't have to pay for the other person's situations.
Hmm.
Um, I think a lot of people like to think that they're good people. I mean, I'm sure we all would say I'm a good person, but a lot of people, like he said, don't actually take the time to sit down and evaluate, like, okay, am I really being my best self? I think in a relationship, you should be your best self. The person that you with should, um, see you being your best. And I feel like the person that you with should bring out the best in you. If they don't, you might as well not even be with them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's definitely a self evaluation. And like I said, everybody's so quick to say, "Oh, I'm a good person. I'm a good person." Are you really? So I think going back to communication is definitely key. I feel like you should do regular checks with the person that you with, like, hey, how am I doing? Like, grade me. How did I do this week? Am I doing good? Was I attentive to your needs? Did I answer your questions? Was I listening? Was I being a good partner? Was I being a good friend? I don't think that's open and honest communication. And then if they tell you, but no, you suck this week, because you did this, then you can go back. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that. I
yeah,
think that's what keeps a relationship going. You got to definitely have that communication.
I mean, that's a strong relationship right there.
yeah.
A strong
Right.
relationship is where you can be able to communicate and you can. I see that. You're able to communicate and you're able to yeah. You're able to communicate and you're able to critique each other and be okay with it. Some people, like I said, some people can't take critique. That's what we were talking about, where you say something to them and they just jump to the fence. No, if you can take critique, both of y'all should be able to take critique. Like if you say something to me, and I'm like, okay, well, let me get back. Don't just come and say, oh yeah, you doing this. No, take the critique, and even if you do got something to say, just take a minute and just chill out. Maybe come back with it later, but just don't jump at it like y'all going back and forth. Cause then it's like a race. You did
Right.
this. No, you did this. No, take that time.
Right.
I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the names right. I hate to call out names because I'm not good at pronouncing them, but I think it's Kamita Johnson. Um,
Yeah,
she said not cheating doesn't necessarily make you a good woman. Absolutely, and they
right.
covered that a little earlier. I want to put her comment is kind of long, so you guys may not be able to see it fully. But I'll
Yeah,
put it on the screen. But I'm going to just read it off as well. So Brianna
I
said,
agree with this. I had,
I feel
"I like to start
I
reading."
said,
I said I was going to read it.
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
He gonna start reading it. It said, I agree with this. I had to most definitely learn because hold on, they commenting is moving. Hold on. Brianna said, I thought I was a good woman, but I didn't pay attention to my flaws. So I'm
mm,
working on myself and growing, although I'm overall a good woman, but working towards being my best self. And Brianna, I love that. I love that. That's what the guy's been talking about. Take accountability, learn to, take constructive criticism. So we're not always right as women. The things that we see or feel aren't always right because we do move off emotions a lot of the times. So I love that you said that, Brianna, because I think we all can agree as a woman that we feel the way we feel. If not now, at some point in time, we have felt the way we feel.
hmm
And then Avanti said, comprehension is a very important part of communication as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because
That's
without,
true.
go ahead. Was you talking? I'm sorry.
No, I just said that's true. That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, because like Ronald said, without the comprehension, all you're gonna do is when they say something to you, you just gonna come back with a comeback. So you're not taking
Yeah,
the information you need to take in to self-evaluate and self-grow because you're just always trying to be on defense. You're always trying to get that lick back right then and
I,
there. So
yeah.
That
I,
lick
and
back.
I and I think a lot of women don't listen. A lot of women, when you going back and forth in a conversation or especially an argument, a lot of women they're not listening to understand. They listening just to get their point across. They listening just to say the next word. Like I'm waiting on you to get through talking so I can say what I got to say instead of actually listening to what I'm saying.
Okay.
woo,
I got to answer. I mean, I got to just add something on to that. When when two people are yelling, neither one of them are listening because both of
Right.
their ears are closed and their mouths are open. That's why I say don't argue with nobody, or even if you mad, take a minute before y'all even talk about it, because that goes back with communication. Because two people yelling, you who gonna let somebody yell at them?
yeah, exactly.
They gonna say somebody yelling, yeah, boy. So how you gonna get a point across when you're trying to yell at somebody instead of communicating with them and talking to them?
Right. And then too, let me say this. I feel like so the reason I say you should have regular sit down talks and check ins, like, hey, where we at? Are we good this week? We good? Did I do anything to you? I think that's good because what I hate, and I'm sure we've all experienced this and probably have been guilty of it at some point. You could be in an argument with a person, something could just happen, and I'm like, well, you did this, but then now you want to come back. Well, I didn't say that 2 weeks ago when you did this to me, and
And
Yeah,
we
now
was
it's
talking about
everybody going back and forth,
right,
and y'all trying to see who can hurt who the most, and
right.
nobody will ever win like that.
Yeah. I I just want to say on that part, I totally agree with you guys because I've been in situations before. I think I'm better now. I need to go double check, but I've
there
been
you
in
go.
situations where I just feel like I'm right. I'm like I know I'm right, and what I'm saying, and that like he even agreed to some of the stuff that I was right, but the way I came to him, like I'm yelling, he's saying something, I'm not letting him finish. I'm yelling back over him. He like, is you gonna let me finish? If you're not gonna let me finish, I'm hanging up because I'm not gonna do this. And I had to check myself, like, dang, shoot, because I don't want you to hang up on me. I'm be even more mad. So I had to check
Uh-huh.
myself and realize, like, first of all, this is a whole nother human being, a whole nother adult that you're talking
Exactly.
to. So
And, and look, something that I'm still learning, that I'm something that I'm yet learning, is that it ain't even about who's right or wrong. It's more so about understanding because you could feel a certain way. Like I could have done something to you and it got you feeling a certain kind of way, but I might feel like no, I did not do nothing to you. So
yeah,
instead of me proving why I was right, I should be more so trying to listen to why you feel the way you do, and if I made you feel a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily about well, I'm right because or you wrong, because when you with somebody, it should just be all about understanding. It shouldn't even be pointing of fingers and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I used to be bad with that too, but now I do sit back and try to reevaluate. Like, dang, I know I'm right, but hold on, let me make sure, let me check.
Yeah,
I even ask other people, like, what I'm saying, not just people in general. I don't put people in my business, but it's like a scenario, but like how this, and sometimes I might be wrong, but I'm not afraid to apologize for my being wrong.
yeah.
Some people are afraid; they know they wrong, but won't say
Yep.
they sorry, apologize. I'll be like, all right, well, okay. No, apologize. Be big on it. Just say it.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is a man's thing. I know we talking about women, so we gonna get back to women. But as a woman, let me just kind of say a
Go
little
ahead,
bit.
add it in there.
Sometimes I feel like you men, like when we're expressing ourselves, I do feel like men are so quick to be um on the, I don't know if it's on the defense or offense. I don't know what it is, but it's like when we're expressing the hurt that you guys did, you are quick to shut it down and not really listen to why we feel the way we feel versus, oh well, now you accuse me of this or now you accuse me of that. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are your patterns? What are you doing that makes me continue feeling this way? So I don't think some guys sometimes take the time to listen to that more so than turn their ear and be like, oh, you just nagging now.
That's that's
So
communication. That's
yeah.
that has to do with comprehension, communication, all of the above. And I've been guilty of that. Like, oh man, really? Do we still got to be talking about? But I'm better now. Like I said, people, everybody is raised different. You know what I'm saying? No one's raised the same. So somebody that that you might do something to somebody that it might not affect them, but another person it might affect them a totally different way.
Mhm.
That's why you
Hmm.
have to know the person that you're dealing with. If you don't
And
know the person you're dealing with, then that's the problem. That means you might not need to be with that person. If you've been with this person for a while, in which I mean you don't know what triggers them, or or what does what to them, then you're the problem.
Hmm.
You're the problem. If you're not communicating, or you ain't catching on to what this person is feeling or doing, and you just thinking about yourself, that's selfish for one thing. That's selfish,
yeah,
and you're not communicating.
yeah,
So I like one of the comments on here, Brandon Walker. He said, "Don't use words in a discussion with your partner like always and never."
yes.
I agree with that, and to me, that's a so I can use that to answer your question, Brandon, because a lot of women like to start conversations and arguments with, "You always doing this," or "You
Too.
don't never do that." And to me, that is an instant turn off. So at that point, it don't matter what we arguing about. If I always whatever, I am looking at it like, here you go again. Here we go. I can't do nothing right. That's the way I look at it. To me, once you start throwing in words out there, it's like you Charlie Brown teacher. All I heard is wah wah wah
Won't
wah
won't.
wah. Because I'm like, here we go again.
I
I
agree,
think,
ladies. If you don't hear, if
yeah,
you don't take nothing else from this, please take that. Because I know myself, I have, and it's a thing we know they don't always do it, but you're right. Those words will instantly turn a man off. Those words will instantly make him tune you out and not hear you no more. When we steadily accusing, steadily accusing, especially when they accuse us of some and we never take the fault for it or we never apologize, then
yeah.
when we go to them, you always or you never, yeah, that's going to be the instant turn off for men. So ladies, let's
And then too, let me say this. This might be off topic a little bit, but ladies, men are very, very, very simple. Believe it or not, we are not complex at all. We are not hard to understand. We are very, very simple. So y'all can ask
Listen
a
to him.
simple y'all can ask us a simple question like, why was you talking to that girl? And I could say, I don't know. That could very well be my final answer. That could be it. I don't know. But y'all will sit there and try to dissect it. No, you do know. There's a reason because if you didn't
I
know,
know.
you it's like y'all trying to make
listen.
a story that's not even there,
I
and that's a whole.
I
I
can't agree with you on that one. I can't agree with you on that one.
You don't agree with me?
It's a reason. I mean, but it's not. I mean, if I just spoke to somebody, it's just because I'm a friendly person. It ain't just I'm trying to get on somebody or something. I mean, but it ain't nothing with it. I heard what you saying. Like it ain't nothing like sexual on it, or it ain't nothing. That's what you're trying to say. There's not nothing sexual on it, but your final answer is like, I don't know. But yeah, it just because I'm friendly, it ain't nothing like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's always is a reason why.
It's
Right, right.
always a reason, but I agree with him. A lot of us women, and I'm gonna tell a little bit story of mine. I ain't gonna keep telling on myself though. But
Cut
uh,
out.
we do make stuff more than what it is. So I do agree with what Vernez is saying. Sometimes it is really nothing. It's really innocent, but us as women, we do overthink and we do over exaggerate a situation and make it something that is not. I wouldn't say get in trouble because I'm grown, I don't get in trouble, but I got in trouble recently because I was in a heated discussion and the person kept saying, no, that's not what it is. And I'm like, yes, it is, because why? Da, 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 da. So he was like, oh, okay, well, I did what you said. And so I was like, see, I knew it. He was like, no, you're not right, but you're not believing what I told you at first. So
Exactly.
to stop us arguing, I'm just saying, I did what you said I did. So that's a big turn off. And that's something that I know we do. When a man says something is not something, then sometimes, or most of the times, we do need to believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I,
and that's the thing. But and the thing is, if you trust your mate, if you really trust your mate, then you're gonna believe what they say. If you don't trust somebody, why are you with that person?
That's the issue. Yep. Trust is dead.
So
The issue. Yep.
yeah, if I'm telling you something, I ain't afraid to keep telling you because I ain't afraid to drive myself crazy. I'm just, hey, if I told you, you told it. If you gonna believe it, you gonna believe it or not.
Yeah.
Simple as
That's,
that.
yep. And
I skipped her comment. Um, Not on, because more people are commenting and the comments are like leaving. So I want to go back and grab her comment before we get too many comments. But those of you that are on, share the post. Please ask your questions, your comments, tag somebody in. This brand is for conquering relationships and friendships. So y'all get y'all questions in. Everything that y'all want to know, get them in while we on these panels. Let me go back to Sandra's question. I'm not sure if she's still on or not. But she said, when is it okay to compromise in a relationship?
always, I think a relationship is built on compromise because you got two individuals from two different backgrounds, two different beliefs, two different set of values, and all kind of stuff. So a relationship is constant compromise. You know what I'm saying? It could come down to, you know, what y'all want to eat, to how you want to raise your kids. Somebody might want to have kids, somebody might not want to have kids. Somebody might want to get married, somebody might not want to get married. So I believe a healthy relationship is always a healthy balance of compromise.
I
Now,
agree with that, but I have to like just go a little different way. Compromise is good, but I think the time to compromise is when they worth it. Is this relationship worth compromising for,
Oh,
or is
that's
it not? You know what I'm saying? You got to know if it is, then okay, do it. But in the beginning, you don't know. That's when you know you're gonna leave. Because if you want kids and the other person don't want kids, that means y'all don't need to be together. That's the
right, right,
answer
right.
right there. That's why
mhm,
you get all them questions, your answers, and all that. You get everything out. That's why communication and everything. You talk every day. You talk about different things. Don't you got to find out everything about it. Like he said,
mhm,
you're raised two different ways. Like I got two parents. They got two parents. They could have been raised by one parent. They could have been done. I mean, everybody raised different. So you're gonna have compromise. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have all type of stuff. But you have to be able to deal with it. Like I said, I mean, some
So
things you're gonna accept. Some things you're not.
right, right. So let me say this. I agree with what you're saying 100%, but I guess I don't like the term if they worth it, because the way I look at it is ain't nobody perfect. I'm far from perfect. So it's kind of bogus for me to sit back and be like, well, I ain't gonna compromise unless this person is worth it, or I'm not changing. Like I get what you're saying, but we still gotta be humble in that. You know what I'm saying? It could be of course, if it's something big, like you said, having kids or something like that, of course you can't compromise with that because that's
But
that's a big deal. You know,
something
religious
like cooking,
values and
like cook, yeah, religiously. But like cooking, okay, you don't
exactly.
know how to cook. I can help you with that. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
I
Right,
can
right.
compromise on that end because I do a little
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
But
Because I mean,
I understand on other ends.
right? Because we joke, and a lot of guys like, no, I ain't gonna be with no woman that can't cook. We might be joking, but we might be serious a little bit. But but I'm just saying, a lot. But yeah,
I agree with both of you guys. I think you guys are saying the same thing, just on different levels. And I love that you guys are both speaking on it, because somebody on the panel is going to agree with one of you guys, and it's going to resonate with where they're at in their life, or they're going to agree with both, because you guys, like I said, you're saying the same thing, it's just on a different level, in my opinion, different stages of life. Somebody going to agree with the way Ron said it, somebody will agree with the way Vernez said it. I want to go back to, before I go on to my question, Antonio Webster. His comment is too long, so all of it won't show on the screen. But it says you have to be able to put pride down and listen. No matter how much you don't agree, everyone is always right, but you have to be able to listen and find the right. I love that. And what we may think is wrong, we are different, so we will have different thoughts on everything. And then he goes on to say the three C's are compassion, communication, and compromise.
Yeah,
that's
I know
big,
those.
and
I
Yeah.
know those.
that's big, and that's very mature because it's definitely a pride issue. A lot
Mhm.
of people, like going back to not listening, we don't listen to understand, we listen to respond, and we just all got the mentality of, well, I'm gonna get you before you get me because I don't want to be the one getting got and looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I remember, boy, I had a story one time. I was talking, but this is in high school though. But I was talking to this girl, and we was on we was talking on the phone, and I was like, if somebody hang up on me, it's a wrap. If somebody hang on me, it's a wrap. The phone hung up, and we never talked again. I don't know who hung up on who. My pride, I was not calling her back, and she ain't called me back. Hey, it is what it is. But I got past that. I was a child then. I'm grown now, so I can put my pride to the side now.
I have a few more people comment. I'm gonna throw them on the screen before I get to my questions. Chrissy Lane said you have to know you and your partner's attachment style. Attachment style while communicating and building a relationship. I don't know wouldn't be acceptable for me, being that I have an anxious attachment style. And I agree. I think for most women, I don't know ain't gonna be acceptable.
I knew that. That's
No,
why I asked the check in on that.
what
I
you
knew
mean you don't know? No,
I
you
knew
know.
that ain't gonna work with nobody.
Yeah,
Just think, it ain't gonna work with me. If I
yeah.
ask a chick, what are you doing looking at him like that? I don't know. Man, you
What
got
you
me
mean
fucked
you
up.
don't
You looking at
know?
what do you mean
Yeah,
you don't know? So yeah,
yeah.
that ain't gonna work. So that's why I was like, it ain't gonna work the other way either.
But
You gonna
she's
have to have an answer.
yeah, but it's like, again, what one person can handle, another can't. So some people might be like, well, you said I don't know. Oh well, that's what it is. Most of us gonna be like, I don't know, ain't good enough. You need to come back with something else. Add some more words to that or something, because we ain't going. So you just gotta know your person, and like you said, the attachment style of your person.
mhm.
And then Anisha said, women do overthink, but that's exactly why communication is important. And that's definitely why you cannot be, as a woman who overthinks, you cannot be with a woman who overthinks and just give simple answers. And I know it may not seem fair to you guys, but if you choose to be with a woman that overthinks, you have to, it goes to that compromise. If you're going to choose to be with her, then you got to go into detail. Go into as much detail as she needs you to go into. When she asks you a question, answer it without attitude. Because if not, that's gonna lead us into some more overthinking. Because why you
I,
gotta ask me? I'm asking you a question.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
about says learning your partner's love language is very, very important. I
true.
agree with that.
That's where that attraction, like I said, attraction comes into it. That plays a big part.
Here's another one. If it ain't worth compromising, isn't even a relationship.
Mm, that's right. That's true.
Yeah,
That
that's. I
kind
mean, that right there, that sums it up right there. Really, to be honest, is it a relationship? Because if you is in a relationship, right, you doing some type. If you find something that you like about this person, or it's something that's making it worth you want to be in a relationship with me. I don't see too many people that. Well, I do. I ain't gonna lie, because that's why relationships don't work. But normally when you get in a relationship, it's something that you like about that person. It's something that grabbed your attention, and you want to learn more about it.
Hmm.
So. that's where it goes if it's worth compromises. But if you don't see nothing with them, because normally when you meet somebody, you're like, oh yeah, I can see myself with that person, and with you saying that, that means that it could be a worth the compromise. But
Right.
you have to still find it out.
Hmm. Yeah, that kind of goes back to what I said, though. You every relationship is gonna have to have some kind of compromise because no two people are the same. So if you stuck in your ways and you're not willing to compromise, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Now, George, you finna get some. You finna get some. I'm be nice. He said if I don't know it don't work, the real answer ain't gonna work. You don't know that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like
You
this.
ain't mean, George.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Honesty, I mean, honesty hurts, but honesty is the best way. The truth hurts sometimes, but if you with a person and you know they honest with you, it ain't like they trying to go do something with somebody. We're like, oh, she look nice. You gonna get mad at me because I tell you that another woman look nice? I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you you look good all every day.
Now
You say
that's
you
an
good.
insecurity that has to be dealt with.
I think
I
that's
know
what it is.
there's a respect level in relationships. But if I ask you, you know, what you looking at her for, and you say she just look nice, and I get like I blow off the hinge with that one, that's an insecurity that I need to work on. And then we also got to realize that when you do that, that makes your partner from now on start to lie to you. Because now when I tell you the truth, you beat me up about it. So now I'm gonna lie, so we won't go into an argument. So we
I
gotta
ain't
be
gonna lie to
very
you.
careful. We gotta be careful as women when we ask our questions to especially if we don't want the real answer. Um, let's just go on to the next question I had. Okay, so women always think that they are good women because they don't cheat, right? So
Right.
just name something a woman does not do that would cause a man to withdraw his attention from her.
Cleaning.
Hmm.
Somebody that don't clean or is nasty.
Okay. What's a little bit more? So, okay, cleaning,
Oh,
that's
I
general.
mean, that's general. Other things that they don't do. Communicate. They don't talk. They selfish, being selfish,
Mhm.
thinking nothing about themselves. They not taking nobody else into consideration.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with all of that. Definitely. I don't know. You just talking crazy. A lot of women got a habit of talking crazy and talking slick at the mouth and stuff like that. You can't be talking to no man all crazy.
Yeah, yeah. What's up with that? These days, boy, they different here. I mean, that shows no respect. Like I mean, you supposed to respect each other. But
Mhm.
some people they get out of pocket. They ain't getting
So,
out of pocket
Yeah,
with me because I speak my mind.
so I'm
Ain't no
seeing
getting out of pocket.
most of the comments. The thing that women, even if you're faithful, the thing that really turns a man off is the woman not being a listener, not being an encourager, being slick at the mouth. So it looks like those are some of the biggest turnoffs for men that I'm seeing.
so
You
I
know,
like.
another. Oh, go ahead.
Take notes, ladies.
I got another one. I mean, you got to have ambition. You know what I'm saying? Where's
Ooh,
your
that's
ambition
good.
at?
That's good.
What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what is your drive? If you don't have any drive to do nothing else, because when you're in a relationship, both of you guys are supposed to build each other up. Y'all supposed to be the next what Beyonce and Jay-Z, or something like that. Trying to be the best that y'all can be. If you guys are not trying to be the best you can be, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
That's
I
that,
think. Go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I would say that's why I think you know ambition.
Yeah.
Drive.
Um. Dang. Where's I just saw a comment. Antonio Webster
I
said,
know they going so fast.
"I know." He said, "Respect him as king, and build him up." I like that so much because I think women put a lot on men, Y'all want us to listen. Y'all want us to be available. Y'all want us to build you up. Y'all want us to tell you you're beautiful. Y'all want us to like know what you're thinking before you think it. Y'all want us to complete your sentences. All kind of stuff. I feel like y'all need to be the same way. If you want a man to do to be all these things, y'all need to be the same way. Be there to listen to me. Be there to build me up. I I very seldomly see women building up men. Seldomly.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it again, because I agree. Say it again.
Yeah, I very seldomly see women building up men. A lot of women talk down to men and on men. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Well,
So you definitely for
well,
everybody. This goes for
go ahead. Yeah, they'll disrespect you all. They'll go to work and praise their boss, but come home and talk all bad to you like you ain't shit.
Mhm.
hmm
Like, no, you
yeah,
have to respect. I mean, it's a respect there, but like you said, a woman wants to be loved, a man wants to be respected. If you can't respect a man, then there's no reason to be with him. And that's
right.
why he's saying, know me as king, respect me as king. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm gonna take a woman should know. If I'm in a relationship, I'm gonna make sure that our relationship is going the best way we can. Both of us should be doing it, but that's what I'm definitely gonna be doing.
Yep, yep. Look, so Kamitha, she put a comment on her. She said, "Knowing when to close your mouth comes in handy." I like that because it's not necessarily a you know what I'm saying, like he's in control or he running things or anything like that. But sometimes if a man is saying like be quiet, it's because we can see where this argument is finna go. I've been in conversations with women I've been with, in arguments, and I could see that it was about to go somewhere, and I just be like, "Shut up, please quit talking to me." And instead of closing your mouth, it's like you want to keep going. Nah, or what? What you gonna do if I don't stop
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah.
And then when I
Man,
slap you, I'm the person in the wrong.
Mhm.
hey,
You know what I'm saying? So you just
I don't put my hands on women.
right? No, I know. I'm just talking.
Yeah, he's just
I know,
talking
I'm
to
just talking.
girl.
I know,
But
I'm just playing.
yeah. Right.
I'm just talking, but yeah, definitely you got to know when to shut up. And being quiet does not mean that you're weak. You know what I'm saying? It just means that you value the relationship more than your pride.
Hey, I thought I like that. I like that because a lot of women when they hear submission, they think that it's like, oh, I'm bending down. I just got to say yes or no. Submission is not that. Submission, I mean, you have to be a grown person in order to be able to accept submission and what the real true meaning is. It's not submission is saying that, oh, I got to bow down, like I got to put a leash on you or nothing like that. It's just saying respect. You know what I'm saying? Submit.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
see Sharita's comment. It said, yes, no man wants a loud, disrespectful woman. We as women need to remind ourselves to always be women of poise. And I actually made a recent stat just basically saying, feminine ways are very sexy. Like, what's up? We got to get back to that as women because we've become this masculine, loudmouth type women. And it goes back to what you said. Women want to be loved, they want to be respected. But when you are disrespecting a man, you can expect that man to give you that love that you're one when he's feeling, disrespected. You being masculine, so now he got to get masculine back with you. Ain't no love in that. You know,
Right,
no love in that.
right.
Hey,
And that's me. I love
I love feminism.
a feminine woman. Like I love a woman. Like to me, women are always supposed to smell good, look good. I'm a little crazy because I don't believe women's supposed to use the bathroom and they ain't supposed to pass gas. Like
Uh,
I think women just supposed to always be clean cut and like I said, smelling good, keep yourself up together. You know what I'm saying? I remember I used to date this one girl and she was hood as a mug. Like she went harder than me. You know what I'm saying? Like she was smoking weed. She used to drink gin straight out the bottle. Uh, so one day I just stopped talking to her because we were sitting on her porch and somebody walked down the street and she like, "Hey, mother effer, what the f you do?" Like just going off. I'm like, "Yeah, that ain't cool."
like,
I just
I had a situation too. I don't even know if I want to talk about it on here. They might be listening.
let me
Uh,
know.
no, it don't matter. I had a chick come over my house, and she came with two tall cans, like two for herself. Not one for me, one for her. Just two tall cans for herself. I'm like, dang, like you could at least share, but that's not feminine at all. I like, yeah, that's not like you come up with two tall cans for yourself.
Right.
My homie do that. My peoples do that.
Right. Right.
You know, you could have got a
So,
bottle of wine and 2 glasses.
so Chris,
Right.
I love the reciprocation word, and she
Yep.
basically said you can expect the man to the same thing you want him to give to you, you have to give back to him. It's definitely about reciprocation. Like you guys are, you're supposed to be building each other up. If you continue to take from somebody, they have nothing else to give. So it has to be a cycle reciprocation. And another one of her comments, she also said don't see a lot of she don't see a lot of women not building men up. Unfortunately, on my timeline and in personal life, I see it often. I see women bashing so bad. It was one of the things that led me toward conquering relationships because I feel like a lot of men we want them to be provider in the head, but we don't. But we treat them like they're trash. So that was one of the things that actually
Yeah.
led the breeding ground for my brand conquering relationships because I've seen a lot of downplaying on men a lot
I want to.
throughout up in social media and everything. So you are blessed to not have to
I
see
want to.
that.
Yeah, I want to say something. You know, I see in a lot of relationships, they always working against each other. Like I can, they always want to outdo each other. Outdo each other. You know, I got this, or I got that, or you know, when a relationship, if y'all building as one, it's one income. It ain't your income, my income, or I got this, so I'm gonna go get this, or is that no? If y'all building together, y'all supposed to be building together, not
Yep.
separately. Where I do my thing, I do my thing. So how y'all? If you doing your thing and I'm doing my thing, how y'all gonna come together?
Right. And I always say over and over, Brandy, I said this on the last panel that we did. I'm always saying whatever you want from your man, you got to be willing to do for him. So if you want him to send you good morning messages, send me good morning messages. Men like, oh, you got some new cologne on? That smell good, baby. We like that too. If I get my hair cut, oh dang, all right, look at you. The same thing y'all want, y'all need to be able to do it too.
Mhm.
That's true.
I
That's a true
got
statement right there.
it's a lot of comments on the side. I'm not gonna put them all on the screen, but basically, can you guys as a man hit this question? I see women saying that they've actually treated men like kings and then ended up being ran over by them. What do you say to that for us?
I say, well, this is what I say. It was science. Like before, you can't just treat anybody like a king. You can't. If you treat anybody like a king, you gonna that's what you're gonna do. You get ran over. You should know by experience and then just paying attention, like we were saying with science. You know it's a sign if you getting walked over. Which kind? Why you gonna treat this man like a king? Don't start off like that. You know you have to earn. Everything is earned. You know, little by little, you building up. You building a house pretty much, brick by brick. Build it brick by brick. Now, if that brick, if that brick miss some plaster on it, then it might be able time to get rid of them or something like that. But you can't just go off like that. I mean, because if you treat every man like that, then the next man, and then another thing is, don't discuss your past relationships or what you did and what you didn't do, because people play on it. They're
Mhm.
like, oh well,
Hmm.
oh he treated her like a king. Oh okay. And then you start treating him like a king, and he just gonna play because he acting pretty much. He
Yeah.
acting to get you to treat him like that.
Oh my God. I'm glad you said the acting because I say this all the time. I literally hate the dating stage because that's where you meet that person's representative. That's where you meet the acting stage. So you got to be real careful on how you date and not give too much too soon. So I get the whole thing of treating a man like a queen or king or treating a woman like a queen, but I think that comes to it's levels in that. You can't
I think
go.
Ver- I think Vernon said something. He said, "You have to be like what he was just saying. Actually, you gotta treat people how they want to be treated, like how you want to be treated. If I'm not getting treated right, why I'm gonna treat you right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when I'm just gonna
Right.
get away. You know how you want to be treated, so
Yeah.
treat the person how you want to be treated. If that person ain't treating you the same, it's time for you to move on.
Right. Yep, Brandy, you just put the comment
Yep,
up. I was about to
I
point that out.
I saw
There
that.
you go.
Bingo.
There you go. I
That's
see it.
good.
I can treat a dog
Joy said I can fit it all like
like a dog.
uh-huh.
Yep. So, ladies, I guess from my experience, as a woman, a lot of men, a lot of men that I talk to or date, they be like, "Man, you are a tough one," and I'm like, "What makes me tough?" And it's like they can't explain what makes me tough. But the thing for them is that I'm the type of woman I know what I want, I know who I am, where I've been, and where I'm going. So you can't just come to me and say good morning, queen, and that's gonna make me fall head over heels for you. I need more than
Yeah.
that, you know. So when dating, you have to see it, take it in, but take it with a grain of salt. Maybe making is not the right word, but
And that,
I'm gonna say it, make people prove that they want you. You know, make people gonna go in for what they want. So
Yeah.
don't be doing all this stuff thinking, oh, if my sex is good for him or if I cook for him, he gonna pick me. No, that's not gonna make him pick you. So move accordingly. Like don't do too much too soon. So
Right. I agree with that.
yeah.
Dang, I had a lot to say, but I just lost my train of thought. But that's definitely true. And I be messing with you, Brandy, saying that you a hard person, and but
you do, yeah,
I get it when you've been through a lot of stuff. It kind of develops you. You straightforward. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. And when you get to a certain age and a certain point in your life,
yes,
you could go on a date with somebody. They could just walk in, ain't even open up their mouth, and you could be like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work." Like just by
But
yes.
the way
Oh
they
my
walk,
you know what that
God, yes.
you like,
you know what
"Yeah,
that is? You know
Oh,
what
what?
that is?
What's that?"
That's growth. That's growth.
Yeah,
Everybody should grow. Everybody who, I mean, what kills me is like you've been in a relationship. Let's say you've been in a relationship for a couple years, and they say, "Well, so we just wasted our time." I don't feel like no relationship was wasted in my thing because I learned from each one of them. I'm
yep,
taking notes. I've been to school, so I learned from this. I know what I don't want. Okay, I know what I want here. Everybody should do that. Everybody
yep,
should learn something from every relationship they had. Don't take,
yep,
just don't take the relationship in which because some people be like, "Oh, I'm looking." So let's just say if you did find that perfect one and you end up messing up, then every woman you look for is gonna be that same trying to find that same thing and you ain't gonna find it. That you
man.
can't do. You can't do that.
That
That's why I say be by yourself, learn yourself, and
yes,
then you go do. But you like you said, you're supposed to learn from each relationship and take a little bit from each one of them, and that makes you a better person. That makes you who you are. Like you said,
yep,
that was growth, and I
yep,
see it. You can see it in people. You can see when they when they really about something or when they not. Cause that's what I do. I look at people
yeah.
and I run. I'm gone.
That's deep. I know a lot of women who run into the same kind of men, like trash men, trash guys, abusive, talk crazy and stuff like that. And after your third and fourth relationship with this same kind of dude, at some point you got to be like, all right, it ain't even them no more. What in me is attracting these kind of people?
yeah,
You got to start taking accountability for yourself and then changing up how you do stuff.
yeah.
And that's the
I
truth.
agree. Chris, I love know who you are and everything else will align. I do believe a lot of us don't know who we are, and that's the reason
Yep.
why we run into the issues that we run into.
Right.
People ask me how long I've been single, and I tell them, they're like, "Why so long?" Well, I purposely took years to find myself because I saw
Yep.
so many people jumping from relationship to relationship, and I be I go through a year and somebody done been with 5 different people. And I ain't had nobody. And I used to be like, what's wrong with me? But then I started saying, no, what's wrong with them? You want to,
Exactly.
different people. Take time to, people don't want to be single, and that's the issue. It's
Yep.
nothing wrong with being single. Single is your healing
Yep.
stage. That's your
Yep.
healing
But
stage. So if you don't heal while being single, you're going to jump from person to person and hurt person to person and hurt
Yep.
but
yourself even more.
yeah, but some people can't be alone.
Yeah.
Somebody always has to be with somebody,
Mhm.
and those are the people you
Mhm.
don't want. Because those people you don't want because those people don't want to be by themselves. If you leave them alone, they're gonna go find somebody else the next day or find somebody
Yep.
what you call them. So
Mhm.
it's the truth.
Yep. That, and to me, though, those people are lost. They have a void, and they trying to fill it, but they don't know, what it is they looking for. We got
And
so
then
many people out here that how we don't know who we are. We don't know what we want, but then we get with somebody and expect them to know who we are and what we want. Like it ain't gonna never work like
yeah,
that.
exactly. If you don't
If
know
I
who
don't
you
even
are,
know, right,
exactly. If you don't know who you are, how you what you call how
Yeah.
you gonna do anything?
I just
right,
I just told someone that, and if he is on here, because I don't name drop, if he is on here, I mean it is what it is. It's no disrespect, but I just told someone I am not interested in dating him or getting in a relationship with him because he told me I need to be in a relationship so I don't sleep around with different people. And I
Oh
said,
wow.
that's what I said. I thank you for being honest, but for me, that's a red flag. Because if you can't hold, you don't have self control while you're single. What makes you think getting a relationship gonna stop that? Because when we have our issues and we not having sex, then who you finna run to? Because you need sex, right? So for me, that was
Well,
I
We
don't feel
got
like.
it.
Well, and not to go into the background, we're not gonna name how long he
I
been
was afraid of.
point of a time he was single too. So let's yeah. So my decision was also based off how short he just got out of a relationship. So for me, that was a red flag. I'm not putting myself in that situation.
well, I kind of, in a little bit,
I got a
since
question too.
I kind of get that. I kind of get that just a little bit. Like I don't, I'm like 50-50 with that. Like I kind of, I see what he means by that.
Hmm.
You know, like for example, the Bible. I ain't trying to, but the Bible do say
Uh,
like it's better to marry than to burn with passion. So
But
like a lot of times when you are
but
single,
no, you just trying to jump relationship because not to run into his business, but he ain't been single that long. So how often do you jump from person to person to have sex just so you
and
know
then
you can
and then and then right now you said married. You didn't say relationship. You
yeah,
said
that's
married.
two different
That's
levels.
that's that's a that's a big that's
yeah,
a big that's a big difference.
yeah,
Man,
that is a big difference. But
I
I'm
had
saying
something else to
somebody
say
might
too.
feel like they need to be in a committed relationship, so they won't just be out here thotting and stuff.
And that's totally okay. But the type of person I am, you ain't meet me today and we in a
So
relationship next week. So what you gonna do in the meantime? Who you gonna get sex from? You know what I'm saying? So
so we gonna yeah so when, as soon as we together we just have sex all the
yeah,
time
nah.
and that's it.
No,
Cause that
I
ain't gonna work
mean,
out. You already know. You a dude. You already know better than that.
I'm just
I got
trying
a
to
question.
give them.
I got a question though. It's
Okay.
something totally. What if like if a person told you like y'all asked him like okay when the last time you had sex? They say 2 weeks ago. Would that bother you?
No,
That wouldn't bother you.
it wouldn't bother me.
Mm.
That don't mean I'm gonna have sex with you, but no, it wouldn't bother me. The fact that the person said I need to be in a relationship so I wouldn't, that bothers me.
I know, but I'm talking about not okay. Not to say it would bother you. Let's say they just 2 weeks. Would you still talk to that person, see what's going on, and
Yeah.
see
I
all
would
that, or
yes, I would see the situation. I would see if okay, is this somebody you're serious with or you in some type of we just met, we did it. I would actually see what the seriousness of that relationship is first before I proceed. But somebody that had 2 weeks sex 2 weeks ago, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't necessarily turn me around from getting to know them.
I saw Vern. I saw a different face on you, man. You want to respond to
What
that? You want to respond
what's
to that?
the difference?
I don't think so because I think, I mean, I know you got women out here who feel like, I'm single, I can do what I want to do, whatever, whatever. But I like to think that women, and it's just could be the way I think. I like to think that women have respect, and it's like, if I'm sleeping with this person, I just had sex with him 2 weeks ago. This is somebody I'm dealing with, kind of heavy. I'm probably gonna end up sleeping with him again this week. That's what I like to think in my mind. So to me, if you told me you just had sex 2 weeks ago, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm good because you in something right now. That's the way
I
I'm.
thought you, I
Well,
thought the shit didn't bother you. So yeah, I mean that's how I think like you think. I ain't gonna lie. I mean that's just in my head. Like dang, you just did it. What? Why you not talking to him no more? Something just happened? Yeah, I have to find out the
right.
situation. I
Well,
will
this is
actually.
how I
I
yeah
ain't gonna. I ain't gonna say I would leave the person alone, but it would be in my head like damn,
yeah.
you know.
It would, but
I mean, because it be almost feel like if let's just say we start arguing or something, she gonna go right back. She gonna go back that 2 weeks ago.
right, right. Here's
Something like
my
that.
I build friendships. So it doesn't matter to me if you had sex 2 weeks ago with somebody. We gonna build friendships before we even touch them sheets. So I don't jump in the sheets that fast with somebody. So it doesn't bother me if you are out there with somebody. While we're building this friendship, if we get to the point in the friendship where we feel like we are actually feeling each other on a more intimate level, then that's when I start to become concerned with how you moving on the sexual level. Other than that, I don't, because I
That was
just
a
I'm different. I'm not going in strictly like, oh, this finna be the one. I'm just, if we ain't built no friendship, you
I
out.
like I
I
like
don't know
that though.
what you got
I
going.
I like that. I like that building friendships. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing, building friendship. That's what people don't do. They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
become friends. They become lust buddies. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love this person because the sex good, everything going good for about 3 weeks, three,
Exactly.
4 weeks, and then everything
So,
changed.
man, listen, let me tell you. So that's how them situationships begin started. So you meet somebody, y'all jump right in the bed together. It's good. So now she thinking, are we together? And he thinking like, nah, this is just good.
Yeah.
So everybody confused. Y'all just coming together, having sex. She
Yeah.
thinking it's a relationship. He like, oh, I never told you we was together. And then boom, that's something, a whole different situation.
So that's another topic, another story. Let me try to get back
Okay.
on into this
All right.
faith
Yeah.
thing. Um, I want to. So I read a meme that basically says some women think they are good partners because they won't cheat. But as you can see, the things on the screen, it says that women they may not cheat, but they're inconsiderate, they're manipulative, they're insecure, they lack empathy, they have poor
Woo.
communication skills, they harbor emotional trauma, and then
Mhm.
they have bad sex. So ladies, those are some things that we can kind of keep in
You
mind
like that?
when we're thinking like, oh, well, I'm faithful, I'm a good woman, I don't cheat on him. But are you inconsiderate though? Are you manipulative? Are you do you have a lot of insecurities? Do you lack empathy when he's trying to reveal some things to you or his struggles? Do you have
Right,
poor communications? Do you harbor your emotional trauma and you direct that on him when you're mad?
right,
We
right.
ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about the sex part, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we got
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic.
that's a whole nother, yeah, it's a whole nother topic. But we got to think about that where we're saying, I was faithful, I was a good woman, I never cheated on him. But there are a lot of the areas that we lack in, you know,
Right. That's
mentally. And speaking of
that's
that,
true.
I want to
I
go
was.
back. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Nah, I mean you say you ain't gonna touch it, but is bad sex a good reason to leave?
I don't think so. That can be worked out. You got things.
You know what?
Y'all are getting off subject. Okay, you.
Okay, get away
I
with it.
feel like,
That's
okay,
another topic. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say this on the
But
second part. I feel like sex is experimental. I feel like not everybody comes out the womb knowing how to have great sex. So I feel like if you this the person you want to be with, there are things you guys can work out, learn, teach this person. If it's something you like, teach this person. Do it this way. Buy cards. Something, it's a
communication,
way to
communication.
get better at that, I feel like. Unless you with somebody who's just been promiscuous and they just come with bomb sex. But I don't think bad sex is a reason to leave. I think it's just very teachable. I don't like y'all
Mm.
faces. We finna go to the next.
Okay, go ahead. We moving on. We
We
moving
finna
on.
move on. I don't like y'all faces. You men have to, if it's somebody, listen, I'm not talking about every woman. I'm just talking about the woman you want to be with. When you weigh the pros and cons and you say the pros outweigh the 80 is
I
better than
think
the 20, you gonna say, look, I'm gonna show her how to please me. What's wrong with that?
I think that's probably like 3 or 4 strikes. Get on a
Let's go to the next
I ain't
question,
saying
please.
next
y'all.
question. Go ahead.
Okay, well, with that being said, so name some areas in a man's life that a woman should focus more on. Now, this is only for serious relationships or people who are,
I
exclusive.
mean,
When sex is just not enough, what are some areas that we need to focus on to fulfill you guys as men?
what we like. I mean, what drives us, what pushes us. You know,
My
you
face,
couldn't always.
you men have to. He got another screen up.
My
Uh,
bad.
oh, okay. Uh, dang. I forgot what I was saying, but anyway, go repeat the question. I forgot it.
So in a serious relationship, give us women some things, some areas we need to
Oh,
focus on in
okay.
your life. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I mean, our likes, what we like to do, what's our favorite food. You got to learn everything about a person. It ain't just about sex. What makes me smile? Like Vernon was saying, good morning, Texas, or saying, oh, that cologne is nice on you, or I like that shirt, baby, you looking good in that, or have you been working out? Something like that. Any little things, little things matter. Little things matter more than big things sometimes, and people
yeah,
don't even know that.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's
So
big.
yeah, one thing to me, so I dated this girl before a couple of years ago. This stood out to me more than this was the biggest thing anybody had ever done for me. So it was my birthday, I believe. Okay, so y'all know I do photography. I take pictures on the side or whatever.
That's
And
why.
huh?
Man, yeah, I know. That's
Now
inside.
you know. But yeah, I do photography. So I was dating this girl, and she knew that, and I would tell her like, I think I do all right, but I would want to take some classes to, get perfect my craft or whatever. Well, one year for my birthday, she enrolled me in classes at SWIC, a photography class, and to me, I'm like, that's dope. Like I've gotten gifts before. I've had girls to buy me shoes, $200 and $300 cologne, stuff like that. Take me on trips, but that one thing right there was the biggest thing to me that stood out because I'm like, dang, you really paying attention to me.
Yeah,
Like it ain't just like no regular look. It's your birthday. Let's go to the movies. Let's go out to eat.
yeah,
You investing in me because you believe in me. I'm like, so that was deep to me.
yeah. I
Yeah,
I
that's
said
big.
I said I was moving on from this, but since a man actually said this comment, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to it. So Antonio, this is a man, because I ain't like y'all faces. But he said sex is something that you learn together. It's so many levels of sex levels, and I agree that you have to get to. There's different levels of intimacy. Thank you, Antonio. See you on our side. Thank you.
I mean, I agree with it. I'll just I mean, I agree with it because you have to be, like I said, it ain't just the sex. It has to be. You have to. I mean, it's that love language pretty much. Love language. Paying attention. What they likes and what they don't likes. Because if you love a person, that's gonna attract you already. That's gonna turn you on already. But usually when people have bad sex or something like that, that's usually when they into it with the person. The chemistry is not there. If you don't have chemistry, then it's not gonna be good sex. It's not witchcraft. It's not gonna be intimate. It is different. It is different levels and different levels. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree with it.
I'm going on to this will be the last question. Before I ask the last question, guys that are on the panel, if you want to do a future panel with me, please inbox me. Follow the page, my YouTube, my Facebook page. This is what we do: human empowerment, bridging the gap in the miscommunication and the issues between men and women, and definitely as the individual, because some of these friendships are actually not as good as they need to be too. So guys, hit me up if you want to be on a future panel. So then the last question, this is a curveball. For those of you that know me, y'all know I believe in dating multiple people. That's not to confuse having sex with multiple people. Let me throw it out there. But I do agree with you dating multiple people. So from a man's view, is it a such thing as a woman being faithful during the dating stages?
Hmm. You
Mm,
said during the dating stages. Well, it depends on where you at, what level of dating stage are you at. Because if you at the beginning stages, then there is no such thing because you're learning people. You haven't even found out what you know about this person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it in the beginning, but if you move to a certain level with another person, like if y'all start spending more time together and y'all, well, no, it's not, because until you get to that labeling stage, then it's not cheating. I almost
hmm.
want to think, I want to say married, but I ain't gonna go that far.
Chris, that's I'm gonna put her comment on the screen next because that's exactly my stand. Vernez, you want to add to that before I put her comment in?
Um, I don't. Uh, I
With
don't
her.
really know how I feel about that. Let me see. If I was dating somebody and she told me that she was dating multiple people, I would
I
just be
would,
like, all right, go ahead and date them, and I'll
Yeah.
be out of the equation.
yeah, yeah,
And you got
yeah.
that right. And here's the thing. I don't feel like there's
A
a
wrong
blueprint
answer.
for dating. Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer. You know what you can handle and what you're willing to put up with. So the way you date may not be, okay for the way somebody else to date. So that's perfectly understandable. So you know who to wing out then. You meet somebody that say, hey, I'm dating multiple people. Oh, okay, go on. I'm gonna go on to the next because I ain't, I'm not gonna put up with it. So that's perfectly okay, you know.
So let me ask you, because men already got a stigma. A lot of women think that all men cheat. A lot of women think that. So if you meet a dude and he's telling you he's dating multiple people, you wouldn't have no red flags like, maybe this gonna be going on throughout the relationship, or maybe you wouldn't think nothing about that.
I
Well,
wouldn't because
I got. Go ahead. You asked her the question. So go ahead.
I personally wouldn't because that's how I date. So I can't judge another person for dating the exact same way I date. So I'm probably the wrong person to
Um,
ask. Also,
that's all I was going.
I would say also because I'm the type of person too in dating. That's why I said not to get it confused with sex because I don't just jump and have sex with. I can like you does not mean that I want to have sex with you. But
Hmm.
the way I date, I build friendships. So you can be with somebody having sex. That's cool because you're not gonna get it from me, especially when you building on friendship. So, I don't really have a issue with somebody dating multiple people. The issue comes in with when Chris said, "Are you exclusive or openly dating?" The issue comes in with if you're not exclusive with somebody that you're dating, and then they come trying to come on my doorstep because they find out when you
Yeah,
talking. That's when the
yeah.
issue come in. There.
Yeah. That's when you got a label. That's when that labeling stage come into
Yeah.
effect. So yeah. I mean, but yeah, in what you were saying, I agree with you because it all depends on what type of person you is. Like you said, if you messing with somebody that's dating a lot of people and you date a lot of people, then it'll be okay. But some people who just used to just dating one person, they not gonna be okay with it because most men gonna be like, I'm not afraid to battle. I'm not afraid to battle for this one. Why
Yeah.
am I battling? I mean, it
Yeah.
has to be something that's really worth it
Mhm.
in order, to do something like that.
Mhm.
Otherwise, they be like, well, there's so many women out here. Why I'm gonna battle with this one if she dating
Yeah.
all them? Go on date who you gonna date.
Mhm. Right.
And then too, I don't know. This might be a whole another different kind of thing, but you don't know what other people are thinking. So I could be multiple dating, and what if you know I'm talking to two and three girls, and one of them is a little crazy. So then she find out that I'm multiple dating, and then now she want to fight the other person I'm talking to and go through my phone and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I think that just kind of gets messy.
And then
It,
another thing is, I mean, come on now. When people say most people when they say they date multiple people, the other person is thinking, dang, they sleeping with all these people.
mhm.
They
Yeah,
ain't tripping off. They just dating.
Right.
I said I'm dating them. I didn't say I was sleeping with them. I said I'm just
Mhm.
dating them. But that's what the goes in their head. Like, dang, they sleeping with all these. She's a
I
whore, or he's a whore.
Yeah, I think in life you got to do what works for you. You cannot worry about what other people want to think. Some people cannot handle dating multiple people. Some people want to
hmm
focus on one person. My experience is I've dated people one person at a time multiple times, and I got played. They ended up was always talking to somebody else. So I don't necessarily, this is just personal experience. I don't necessarily always feel that dating one person, again, not to confuse having sex, but dating one person is the better route to go, especially when you don't know if that person is only dating you. So that's when, like we talked about in the beginning, communication is key. I'm always upfront and honest. If somebody asks me, am I talking to other people? I'm quick to say yes. Because I don't want you to think you're the only one I'm talking to, and then somebody else I'm talking to, like you said, go through my phone, talking to him. Now it's the issue. So the key
right.
is be upfront and honest in everything you do, and do what works for you. You know, multiple dating for some people works. Sometimes they only want to date one person at a time. What works for you is perfectly fine. If it works.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
was
Anything
somebody
else?
saying?
No.
No, I was just saying I agree with you.
But that's and Antoinette, let me put her comment on the screen. And dating is often an assumption of sexual relationship. Bring back coin. And that's why I'm okay with telling people I date multiple people, because I know I'm not having sex. It don't matter if you and everybody
What
else,
that other?
I know what I'm not doing. So I'm building friendships. And this is what I tell any man that comes to me. We gonna build a friendship, because I don't want no pretending. You know, I want to see you in all four seasons, and I say this all the time: all four seasons of your life,
Mm-hmm.
spring, winter, and fall. I need to see you in all four seasons of your life before I even think I want to be exclusive with you. So in the meantime of me, you know, seeing you in
So
your four seasons and building a friendship, I'm also seeing somebody else in their four seasons and building a friendship. One
so
of
you
y'all,
pretty much
one of y'all or two of y'all gonna win yourself out.
duh. So you pretty much you
I'm
saying you
dating.
gotta date
It's
somebody for a year. You gotta be friends with somebody a year before you actually date them. You said all four seasons.
No, I'm not talking
I was just
technically.
playing.
I'm
I was
just,
just playing.
oh
I was
yeah,
just
no, I'm
playing.
like just certain seasons. Like, um, let me see how I can explain this. It's like if we've been talking 2 weeks, and I done told you from the jump, you're not coming to meet my son. And in those 2 weeks, say I'm talking to you and another person, and I told you and the person the same thing, and the
mm-hmm.
other person, we moved on to all kind of other conversations. We talking about life, we talking about goals, but this one person steadily trying to get into my house and meet my son. You weaned yourself out already within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not gonna waste my time with you, because I done told you you ain't coming to my house. So, for me, it's not hard to date multiple people, because again, I don't go in with the
Pers-
sexual,
perspective.
yeah, and I don't give that to them. So a lot of times, if that's what they want, again, they gonna ring themselves out. Because if you can't wait, you ain't for me.
Mm.
So save me some headaches.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we are going to end. If you don't have any more questions or comments, panelists, if you don't have anything else to say, we're going to go ahead and end. I did not realize we were on here as long as we were.
It's all
Well,
right.
when you're having a good conversation, it goes like that.
And thank you
Right.
guys
In the
for
close.
chiming in, commenting. You guys were awesome. I couldn't put everybody's stuff on the screen, but I love that you guys were interacting, not only with us. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they was interacting with each other too. I love that.
Right, right.
Um,
Yeah,
but don't forget,
Oh,
hit me up if you want to be on a panel, men and women. We are about human empowerment, especially in the Black community. We got to get us together, y'all. I
I
love Black
agree.
love, but we are toxic in a lot of ways, and we got to get that. We got to get that together.
I agree.
So, all right, if
yeah.
you don't have anything else to say.
I'm gonna just leave the viewers and everybody with this thing, and it's from the Bible.
Okay,
There you go.
I ain't trying to preach, but it's
no,
big.
go ahead.
It
Be you.
says,
Be you.
it says, it says, in all thy getting, get understanding, and that's essential. So when y'all get into these relationships and stuff, make sure you get understanding first. And in fact, for the people that can't relate to the church, Escape said it too. What I need from you is understanding.
Okay.
So just
Okay.
make sure y'all
Some people ain't old
understand,
enough for
because
that.
if y'all don't understand each other, if y'all ain't comprehending and compromising, it's not gonna work. Understanding to me is the key, the core of a relationship.
Hmm.
So
Communication.
as long as y'all, as long as y'all understand each other, I believe anything could be worked out. So I know we joked about the sex, the not
Yeah.
cooking, and all that stuff, but if y'all understand each other, I believe anything can be worked out.
It
Hmm.
can. I agree with that.
Yep.
Communication.
Okay, guys, on the panel, you guys stay on. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. Again, all the viewers, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for the shares and the